Everybody. Everybody pod now. Pod. Everybody pod now.
Pretty good.
The other night, so I think I'm not allowed to smoke weed anymore.
Why?
Because the other night I was in a J circle.
Oh, God.
Passing around a J. And then I stopped talking for like 10 minutes and everyone kept talking and I was just kind of zoning out. And then when I came back to, out loud, I said, everybody's blessed now.
That was pretty embarrassing.
It got a big laugh, but...
Why aren't you allowed to blaze?
Because I'm just like, that's so weird.
Yeah, you're pretty weird.
Everybody pod now.
I like that song.
What I just made up?
Yeah.
Or the real one?
What you just made up. I had a good one, but I forgot it. So I let Noah do the song today.
About the beans.
No,
I'm a girl with beans and I'm gonna bean casserole.
That's not what I was singing, but I do have beans on the stove as we speak.
Girl got beans on the stove all day.
Okay, I have to go to sleep, but I'm going to leave the beans cooking all night. Good night.
It's the Bedtime podcast.
You didn't ask me to stay up.
I know, I've been cutting that from the...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
Because I think it's kind of redundant.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, me saying, wait, we have to record this podcast.
Yeah.
So...
They know
we're going to come back.
Yeah.
So if I say, can we talk? It's like, yeah, we're going to talk. I think it is more, we do it more because that is kind of how we fall asleep, where I talk to you until you fall asleep and continue to ask you question after question after question.
Yeah, you don't say, can we talk? You just do it.
I just do it.
Yeah. There's no asking for permission.
Sometimes I amaze myself with what I will allow myself to ask you.
Like what?
Just, if I'm in the kitchen, I'm asking you 400 questions.
I know.
Even if it's like my night to cook and I'm looking up a recipe, I'm still like, how do you do this? How do you do that? Because there's just a lot. I'm just dumb.
You're not dumb. It's just all Googleable. Noah always asks me what time it is, even though not only does he have his cell phone, we have one of those Google things where you can be like, hey, Google, what time is it? So he'll ask me what time it is, and then I'll go, hey, Google, what time is it? And like, we could eliminate that step.
I also ask you what's wrong a lot. No, I ask you, are you mad at me?
Yeah, that really annoys me.
But that's now a bit.
I know, but I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I'm busy. I don't have time for bits. For a comedian, I don't like bits at all. I like actually hanging out with very serious people. People who don't make jokes.
Speaking of serious, yesterday was
so serious.
You'll be getting this episode on Thursday, but on Monday it was Yom Kippur.
Yom Kippur.
Yeah. Yom Kippur. Fasting.
DJ fasting.
DJ fasting. Yom Kippur. Atone. Burn. Atone.
Oh my God. That's honestly a good idea.
What?
Rabbi on Yom Kippur. DJ Rabbi. Sorry. Anyway, we fasted yesterday. We've been fasting for the past couple years.
I mean, I've been fasting for almost 21 years.
I didn't fast before Noah came along.
Shut up.
I didn't.
Really?
Yeah. I started fasting because of you.
Why? Why did I bring out the fat? I'll bring out the fast. I'll bring out the fat. Fast.
Ladies, find a guy who brings out the fast in you, is what I have to say. He has a good job? Fine. But does he bring out the fast in you? I don't know. But now I feel guilty if I don't do it. So that's how long we've been together.
Because I'm going to do it?
No. God. I feel guilty with God.
So you believe in God?
I've always believed in God. I'm a God girly.
We're diving in.
We're diving right in. I'm a God girly.
Just so everyone knows, we're going to talk about religion in this episode.
Yeah, this is our religion episode. But you can like rest easy because we're not Christian, so it's not going to be like creepy and weird. So like it'll just be like fun and funny.
Christians are the only creepy religion.
Sound off in the comments.
That won't be controversial.
No, I think we should post it everywhere.
Nobody will have opinions on that stance.
No. I had to do, my sponsor made me do a list of prejudices I had, and I had to be like, she's Christian, like she goes to church. I had to be like, I'm so sorry. One of them is, and then I read it, and it's Christians are freaks. And she was like, I totally agree. Like, I'm so sad this is what I am, but I love Jesus. And yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think any radical religion is are
Creepy
a bunch of
and
creepy
freaks.
freaks. So
Creepy
any
freaks.
religion.
I agree. Any religion, creepy freaks.
I mean, I think fanaticism in general and anything is just weird and creepy. Like, people who are fans of me, I'm like, you're a fucking freak.
I know. Noah thinks I'm a fucking freak for my obsession with beans right now, because I am a fanatic.
It's just crazy to be so into anything really.
I know.
Except like your wife.
True. But you can take that too far, even.
Yeah, look at OJ.
Oh, Noah. Oh, God. We got to leave this in.
That's gotta make the cut.
That's gotta make the cut. That's gotta make the cut.
But anyways, so
we're Jews. I believe in God. Do you believe in God?
I don't think so.
I believe in a very mean and punishing God.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like God to see me too happy. I'm scared he will smite me. God killed my dog because I was too happy, and I believe that. Yeah, I'm stressed out. More's coming for me now that I'm starting to, I'm still depressed about the dog, but I'm starting to get back on my feet a bit. Scared more's going to happen. If I get rid of any of the furniture for my family, they will die. And that's my religion. Tell me more about yours.
Oh, interesting. What is that in the book of Genesis?
Yeah. Thou shalt not get rid of your parents' old furniture or they will die.
Do you really think that?
Yeah, it stresses me out.
We had a couch from Syd's
half-sister's mom.
Half-sister's mom.
We all have a half-sister's mom. And if you don't, you're the problem.
And we had one, and it was a great couch for a while, but the end of the couch's life was pretty brutal. Like, if that couch was a person, it was a vegetable.
Yeah, we let the couch live too long.
The couch was, spewing guts out into the living room.
Yeah.
And Syd, I was like, we have to get rid of this. And she wouldn't do it. No. And that's why.
Yeah, I can't.
And, I don't think we did right by that couch.
No, it's like when people let their dogs live too long. You know what I'm saying?
I also think when we gave that couch away, we did not really make sure it was going to a good home or a good place.
Did we give it away? What do we do?
I think we just threw it under an underpass.
We did?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
In North Hollywood.
I don't have a good memory, though.
You really don't have a good memory.
I'm really good at memorizing lines, but I'm not good at much else.
What did you forget this morning?
Our flight information to Denver, which now I do remember it.
I bought flight tickets like a month ago, and I made a conscious decision. We're going to fly to Burbank instead of LAX, which is just better if you can do it. And Syd forgot. And I mean, obviously it's not a big deal that you forgot, but I am like, I don't know. I remember details like that, like crazy.
Well, lucky you.
Like when we went to Canada a month ago.
Yeah.
We had gone there a year before, but this time I knew exactly where everything was. I remembered where we ate, and you and your dad were like, oh my God.
Didn't remember a thing.
You're a genius.
If you have a good memory, you're a genius in my eyes.
Anyways, so yeah, we fasted on Monday, and for the last few years, I've really tried as best as I can to make an effort on those Jewish holidays. I really want to have people over.
Yeah, me too. It's important to me.
It's really important. And I think this is going to segue into what I want to talk about next, which is like, a lot of people, Jews or, not Jews or whatever, they will go to some sort of religious housing or whatever, synagogue.
Housing?
I don't know. Religious center.
Like a Do you just mean like a temple or
a temple,
church?
a church, whatever.
Okay.
What is that called?
I don't know.
A religious house?
Sure.
A house of
House
worship?
of God, house of worship.
And I haven't gone to temple, and I'd say like to seeking it out myself to go to like a services in probably, I don't know, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And but I have for all those years craved the traditions of Judaism. So right now, what that means to me is celebrating with other Jews, also without other, with non-Jews too. They're welcome as well. But they have to sit in the kids' table. Got them. What?
Nothing.
It's just staring at me. And but what that means is just being with other people, not necessarily. And I don't feel the need to be at a temple. And I just have a lot of issues with temple, but I still feel guilty. We don't belong to one, and we're not going to one. But I have a lot of, I don't know. There's a lot up in there that I need to unravel.
We can't even afford to belong to a temple.
That's a big one.
Like the high holy days, it's like $500 each to go to temple. First of all,
High holidays.
high holidays.
The high holidays.
The high holy days. The high holidays. It's $500 each to go to temple. So that's not happening. And then I looked into joining a temple that seemed chill, and it was like $2,000 a month. I was like, that's rent. No.
Yeah.
So it's not in the cards. You got to be rich to be religious, or poor.
Or you go to like Chabad, which is free, and that's where for me it starts to my like boundaries with religion. They cross my boundaries with religion. Those types of places.
Why?
A lot of them are ultra religious.
Oh yeah.
Men and women sit on different sides of the room. There is a unwavering, unapologetic support of Israel that feels very,
yikes.
We're getting into it, but it becomes an unwavering support of Israel, and there's just not a nuanced conversation about it, which I believe it is a very nuanced situation. And I just have a hard time sitting there, and on top of all that, it's fucking boring.
It's so boring.
Like a lot of the times I'm just there waiting for it to end.
Yeah.
And my favorite things about Judaism growing up are family time.
Yeah. Judaism's about family time. I like cooking for the holidays. I like having people over. That's my shit. I don't have any guilt about not going to temple. It's too expensive. And I also, to be real and not to be depressing, I'm scared of getting shot there. So the terrorists won. I'm scared of going to temple. I mean the white supremacists, terrorists.
They are white supremacists.
Who shoot up the temples. Yeah, so I haven't gone since that Poway shooting because I was like in my hometown.
Did you grow up going to temple?
Yes, we belonged to a couple temples throughout my childhood. We went to temple. I had a bat mitzvah, the whole shebang.
You went to temple regularly growing up?
We would go in like spurts, but I went to a Jewish day school, so I would like have tefillah every morning. I had 2 hours of Hebrew and Judaica every day, which is as much math and science as I had. That's why I'm insecure about my intelligence sometimes. And yeah, I was as Jewy as it gets. I was as Jewy as it gets, I had to, my uniform was, you could wear whatever you want, but it had to be the colors of the Israeli flag.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean,
that's just blue and white, by the way.
And that's where some of that stuff starts to feel like a little brainwashy. And that's the parts of religion I really don't like.
Yeah, we sang the Israeli national anthem every day.
Yeah. So much of Hebrew.
Just kidding.
So much of Hebrew school, I felt like every day there was some conversation about the importance of Israel. And I agree there is an importance of Israel, but you can never be so blind about a country's actions that you don't see its wrongs.
Yes.
Of
course. I'm obviously not a nationalist, so.
And
I have zero loyalties except to my people, my comrades.
When we were kids, we went to temple, I would say up until, we all went to temple quite a bit up until we got bar mitzvah.
Yeah,
That's
after
when,
I was bar mitzvah, it was all over, baby.
yeah, like we went to temple a lot before my sister was bar mitzvah, my sister's 9 years older. So when I was like from 4 to whatever, I don't know, 6, like I remember we would go to temple every week.
Wow.
Yeah, like we would be there on the Sabbath, and we weren't like Shomer Shabbos, which is when you don't use electricity or drive or buy things or handle money. But we would go, and we would, that was what we did. That was our community in New Jersey. But then once all of us get bar mitzvah, we kind of, pull away from it. And then my dad kind of got pretty religious again when my grandpa died.
No, I thought he got non-religious when your grandpa died.
No, he became more religious. And then for about 5 years there, and he was going to like morning synagogue services and I think just like by himself.
Mm-hmm.
But then because in the Jewish religion, you're supposed to, I believe it's called yard site.
Mm-hmm.
When someone dies, you're supposed to go and say yard site for that person, especially in the first few months after their death. You're supposed to go quite a bit. I guess they see some benefits in the afterlife of you going.
Oh, so your grandpa's in a palace.
So my dad went because he wanted to, give grandpa those golden prayer coins, if you will.
That's fucked up.
And then after that, he kind of fell off. And then when Trump got elected, he really fell off. He was like, how can a God exist? Which
That's
is
very funny.
It's such a boomer thing that like Trump really opened his eyes to how terrible America is.
Yeah.
And every millennial was like, yeah, we've known that it's bad.
So embarrassing.
But recently, I think he's fallen back into it because of these same reasons that we have, where it's just,
it's nice.
It's nice to be with people.
Yeah, it makes your life a little better. Like, I gotta say, community really helps. Having something to believe in really does make you less depressed. I mean, that's kind of like the whole AA thing. Like, giving it up to God, a lot easier than trying to control your life, because you can't control your life. So you might as well believe it's in somebody else's hands than in your own, because, sorry, you don't have any control.
Yeah, when we make plans, God laughs.
It's true. When I make plans, I also laugh.
Why is God laughing at like people bailing on me? It's fucked up.
Because he's like, oh, sweetie, you think you know what's happening? You don't.
God's upstairs like, yeah, okay.
Sure.
You think you're getting coffee with your friend Chris on Thursday? Yeah, okay. What a pretentious douchebag.
I know.
It's like, God, why don't you just tell us what's going on, God?
But then he loses all the mystery. Or she.
God's a man.
Okay.
You're okay with that?
I don't really care.
But, it's weird. I don't believe in God. That just seems too... I definitely believe in this higher power. I'd say I'm pretty agnostic.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, why can't the higher power just be God?
Because that, to me, seems like something a human created.
Okay.
A human definitely created this idea of God, this idea of religion. And I just am too much of a science freak to believe that there is this one eternal being planning all this. And if there is that eternal being, if there is, then we are in a simulation, and that eternal being is the guy or the scientist outside of this simulation that created the world we're living in.
The female scientist. Only a woman could dream of something this fucked up. Give credit where credit is due. Yeah, I think when I say God, I mean higher power. Like, but it's easy for me to say God because I grew up going to Hebrew day school, pretty religious. So I just like giving it up to God, giving it up to God. I don't like to, I can't have any control. I don't want to have any control. Giving it up to God. But I mean higher power.
Giving it up to God. Giving it up to God. I can't have any control. I don't want to have control. We're gonna give it up to God.
Pretty good, right?
That sounds like a Tracy Chapman song.
I'm giving it up to God. I gotta give it up to God. Maybe we can give it up. Give it up to God and give it up to God. I get control. And I think my life is too stressful, so I give it up to God. Maybe even I could give it up to God. Do, 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 do. And now, an announcement from our advertisers. Just kidding.
So if you guys don't know, Yom Kippur, it's the Day of Atonement, which is the day the book of life on the last year is closing. But I believe it's more of a chapter in that book. We're going on to the next chapter. I don't think God's writing every year in one book. That would be a waste of paper.
What do you mean? It'd be the same amount of paper.
If God is writing...
It's the same amount of paper.
But it would be like crazy. That's too many books.
But
he's got to consolidate.
He's got unlimited storage plans.
He's got an unlimited cloud.
Yes.
Storage.
Literally.
Terabyte? Talk more like a... Gottabyte. Talk more like a gottabyte.
Anyway. So it's closed the book of life on one day, and now we're opening the next one.
And let me ask you, were you repenting for anything in the days? The idea is you're supposed to repent and apologize in the days between Rosh Hashanah, which is the New Year, Jewish New Year, and Yom Kippur, which is the official end of that year. Were you repenting for anything?
Yes. I was repenting for being such a slob. I'm becoming cleaner, guys. I really am. Noah can attest.
But who are you repenting to? To me?
No, to God.
You were apologizing to God for being messy?
Yeah, a slob.
You think a God cares about that?
No, but I care about my space.
But why do you feel so bad about it that you...
Because I'm just like, it's not that hard to clean up after yourself. So like, I'm just going to fucking do it. And I've been I think I'm having a hard time like thinking that I'm lazy again. The end of the year always brings that. And I'm just like, I need to hustle more, but in a way, and I've talked about this a million times, I want to make more money working less. So I'm working on that today. Literally today. May have new opportunities.
So do you feel like your cleanliness is kind of all encompassing in like your hustling, your laziness, like it's all kind of one thing?
Yeah, it's all one thing.
So you're beating yourself up for whatever, not putting away your clothes.
Mm-hmm.
But what's also in that is I could work a little harder in these other areas of my life too.
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, like I said, I want to make more money. I've been cooking, so I'm not worried about that. But I want to make more money. I want to keep the place cleaner. On my days off, I want to, be a little more active. Right now, I've had a couple days off, and I've just been like watching tons of movies in my pajamas. Haven't been cooking that much. I guess I made like a beautiful spread last night, and I was fasting, so I was too tired to. Well, I couldn't eat, and I was too tired to do anything.
Yeah, but that's the idea. It was meant we were trying to relax and be reflect.
Yeah, I just want to keep a more beautiful home. I really want to get a dog again. We dog sat all weekend, and it just made me realize how much I love having one. How fulfilling and happy it makes me to take care of a dog and doing things with her, playing outside, hanging out. It was just so great. So I think that's something I really want to do again. What about you?
What you touched on, it's like you have to, if you want stuff in your life, if you want a clean home, if you want people to come home to, if you want friendship, if you want community, you have to work for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
What am I repenting?
Yeah, or you can reflect on what I just said more if you want.
I don't know what I'm repenting for. I'm sure I've sinned. I know I've sinned. This whole podcast is a lot of sinning because it's lashon hara. Mm-hmm. Lashon hara is the sin of gossip.
Oh yeah.
Or talking about other people, which that's a lot of this podcast. But I don't. To me, I'm like, I'm in the business of lashon hara, baby.
Yeah, we are.
I'm the lashon hara executive.
Yeah.
I'm the head writer of Lush and Horror.
It's true.
Do they get it?
I don't know. Maybe you don't have to repent for anything, but you can think about what you want to do differently next year.
Yeah, because I think that is, but Yom Kippur is really about like things you've done wrong. What are your sins?
Okay.
And I'm trying to think. I feel that I've been a good friend to people. I feel like I've been there to people. I think maybe my anxiety has caused. I think I could cause people stress.
You definitely cause me stress.
I think my anxiety at times can get the best of me and cause grief for people.
You definitely cause me grief.
Okay. We get it.
Yeah.
One, I do think I've been better at that every year.
Yeah, I would say so.
But I still think it happens, and that's probably my greatest sin of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think moving into the next year, I would love to not let my problem be other people's problems.
Yeah, I would love that too.
Really try to contain it to myself and just kind of see the other end of it. Know that the other, that the cloud is going to blow away and the sun will come out tomorrow.
It's very true.
Yeah, bet your bottom dollar it's tomorrow.
It's true.
There'll be sun.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it will be a good exercise for you this year to not make your problems other people's problems, especially make them my problems.
Yeah.
That'll
You think
be
I still
nice.
do that a lot?
Yeah. But that is the nature of just like being in a marriage. And I have to keep my side of the street clean by not making your problems my problems. I'm quite the fixer for other people's lives. My life, please stay away. Let it be a mess, but I will fix your life. And I will let my life burn to the ground. So I have to stop doing that.
It's interesting. I feel if there's anyone I've sinned against, it's the closest people I in my life.
Yeah, I think that's usually what happens.
Yeah.
Like
I think this past year I maybe probably got into a fight with my mom and dad. And as I get older, I just really want to never fight with them.
You're not starting these fights with them, though.
No, I'm not starting it, but there's things that happen that I could, let go. And, you have to understand that your parents are older than you.
What?
And you have to understand that. That might be
That might be crazy to you idiots, but your parents are older than you by quite a bit.
And they are set in their ways. They've been doing their life longer.
They have been doing their life longer.
So they're just set in their ways. You just have to accept that. And luckily I have parents that for the most part, we're in agreement on like belief system and ways of living for the, 95%. So it's the other 5%. If there is, like, if it's there, you let it go. But yeah, I would love to not. I would love to just not let my problems be other people's problems. And I don't know, outside of that, I feel like I have a really good head on my shoulders for the first time in a long time going forward into this year. I feel very good about all the things I'm doing.
Yeah.
And the way I'm living my life. I feel healthy and I feel very, very grateful.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it sucks that Red died. But in the last 3 months, I've just become so much more in love with you.
Why?
Because Red was so special. And I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
The same way I know how special you are. And it's like I got a taste of what it's like to lose something so special.
Yeah.
And I'm getting that chance in real life with you to not take it for granted. And I didn't take Red for granted, but it's like a click or like It's a Wonderful Life. Like we had the chance to see how bad it would feel to lose something. And the only other person that's on that level at this part of my life is you.
Mm-hmm.
So it just makes me so much more grateful for you and for our relationship. And I want to continue that. You know, I don't want to, that's why I think anniversaries are fucking stupid. Cause it's like, I don't want that one day a year to be the only day I treat you well and I'm grateful for you.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, we could go out and celebrate, but like, I want to do that every day as much as I possibly can.
Noah's just saying this because he's going to be out of town on our anniversary and he wants it to be okay.
I think these anniversaries and these specific dates are fucking bullshit. It's semantics. It's semantics.
I like anniversaries a lot.
I do, but it's like, okay, it's such a big deal if we do it 2 days before.
No, it's not. I'm joking.
It's just crazy. Birthdays, I'm like, we have to do it on that day. Anyone who gets like held up on that when you do like a birthday like a week later or whatever, and they're like, oh, so today's not your birthday? It's like, buddy, I'm fucking busy, okay? Sorry that I couldn't hang out on a Wednesday night of my birthday. I'm busy.
I know.
I'm too busy for myself.
Yeah.
You think I got time to hang out with you? I'm doing this fucking celebration for you, buddy.
Yeah. So big news, guys. The WGA strike is over.
Yeah, the strike ended. If you're wondering, oh, does that mean you could go back to work? What has to happen is the membership has to vote on the deal, which is almost a formality.
Mm-hmm.
It's that kind of vote has never not gone through. And then the board has to, I don't know, officially ratify it. And then I think work can begin. The problem is SAG is also on strike. So it does seem like we're still a bit out from things filming again.
Yeah. But just rooms starting again and being able to take movies out again is so fucking exciting to me. Like I could scream. I could scream.
It's exciting, but in a lot of ways, it does have an impact on our life. But I do think that just like before, people are only going to reach out to you who know you and want to hire you.
Well, yeah,
you know,
of course.
like I realize there are like 5 people in this town that they are my work.
Yeah.
They're my lifeline. Like
Yeah.
when they call me, that's when I work.
Yeah.
If they don't call me, I'm not working.
Yeah, I have a similar situation.
You know, that number grows more and more throughout the year.
Yeah.
But it is like, yeah, the industry's back open, but it's not just like, oh, jobs everywhere.
No, for sure. I do think you'll get a job pretty quickly, and I'm so excited about that. And then I might be starting a new job that's not in the industry as usual, but that will be pretty life-changing, and we'll have money again.
But it's nice that the strike's over. I do have anxiety about it.
Yeah, tell us about that, because you were really stressed.
I guess there were certain jobs that I still felt I had to take before the strike.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like writer's assistant, script coordinator jobs. And I just really, because, you know, we need the money, there's health insurance, but I really just want to be put in situations where I don't have to take those jobs. I can take the staff writer job. You know, I'm being more sought out for that stuff and not the other stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly the formula for that. I mean, I think it's about creating something people want to purchase,
mm-hmm.
a brand, an identity. I don't know, a box of tools.
Yeah.
And I think you do that by making content, putting content out, getting people to see you are funny. You are able to produce something. You know, there's a logistical aspect of that job.
Yeah.
That people want to see. So showing people that you can do it, I think goes a long way. So yeah, but money's been tight the last few months. So it's also, I can't turn down a job.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah,
it feels stupid to just turn out a job because it's like not exactly what I want to do. But that's what was giving me anxiety, of just having to go back to the jobs I had before. Also, I wasn't supporting the strike or picketing because I expected something in return.
No, of course.
But this is how I felt even before the strike. The people I've dedicated my time to, the people who I've showed I can do things at a high level, I'm having anxiety that they're not going to be there for me in the way I want them to be.
Yeah. And to that I would say, you give it up to God. We can't control other people at all. We can't control other people at all. Of course. Like, yeah, I want fucking Joe Schmo to come down and be like, you're so funny. Like, here's a TV show. But yeah, we just got to keep chugging along doing what we're doing. And it sucks and it's fucking annoying sometimes. But what else what else are we going to do?
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying is like, I love making comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone's I can make money a lot of different ways. It doesn't have to be one specific way, like being a writer's assistant or script writer, just because I'm close to the thing I want to be doing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. I have never done those jobs. I've always done other jobs and I get a lot of opportunities. So,
yeah. And I think it's important to eventually cut yourself from these connections in a way and float into the abyss and see who swoops you up for the thing you've become in your journey.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a fucking clip.
That's a clip, baby.
Put some inspiring music on it.
Yeah.
Viral.
Yeah. We also did, as you all know, get a nicer apartment. The expenses have gone up. So, yeah, we no longer have the luxury of like chilling as much, which I think makes us more relatable.
Yeah.
Because we're not just rotting away in our incredibly cheap Koreatown apartment.
No, there's nice to have.
Man,
it is crazy how often I forget to put articles in my sentences.
Yeah.
I fucking speak like a Middle Eastern immigrant.
I think you mean like Eastern European.
I fucking speak like an Eastern European. I fucking speak like an Eastern European immigrant.
And we love it for you.
How often am I just like, yeah, I go to mall?
Yes, I go to mall. Yeah, he does. I mean, yeah, that's how he talks. You've heard it a million times. And I never stop making fun of it because I love it.
But I think it was very smart to do that because they didn't go up in a way that, really puts us in such a irresponsible position.
No, it was a very responsible growth, I just want to say.
But it has lit a fire under our ass.
Yeah.
And I think that's good.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was going to say it's good that we have more expenses now.
Maybe that's why people have kids.
That's why we should get another dog, because I don't want to pay for a child.
But do you think anyone has kids because, there's no way people have kids so that they can work harder.
No.
I think that's maybe the benefit of having kids that you don't realize in them before.
Is that a benefit? You have to work harder? I don't know.
I think there's a lot of people I know that got way more successful when they had kids because they were like, I have to lean into what I'm doing and work my ass off because I need to put food on the table.
So let's get another dog.
We are going to get it. We said in a year.
I know.
You're ready to do it now?
No, I'm not ready to do it now.
Another thing I wanted to talk about is I talk a lot about with my friends, the single ones, about their love life.
Oh, this is a good thing to talk about.
And it seems, all the stories they have. I have friends that have been single for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I've been in and out of relationships and in and out of dating. And it seems harder than ever to find someone.
Yeah, like a partner. Yeah.
It seems harder than ever to find a companion.
Yeah.
You think that's true?
Yes.
Why?
Because I think finally standards are higher for men. Like women, we don't need to be quote unquote wifed up anymore. Like we can make our own money. We can do our own shit, live pretty good lives. Have fun, have adventures, travel by ourselves, hang out with girlfriends, have babies by ourselves. We don't need to be partnered up. And if a man is not going to contribute to the home in a way that's equal to you, I feel like a lot of women are like, okay, then why would I do that? Because it is kind of like another baby to take care of.
But don't they want to fuck?
It's not hard to fuck if you're a woman. Literally every time before I met you that I went out and I thought, I'd like to have sex tonight, I did. It's so easy.
You think if you walked out of this place to a bar in Ventura,
I could have sex within a couple hours.
Crazy.
I would talk to a guy at a bar and be like, you want to go back to my place? Easy.
And if I did it?
That might take a bit. I do think you'd had a pretty easy go of it when you were prowling, but not as easy as me.
Yeah, I think it's becoming harder than ever, but I also feel that there's never been an easier time than right now to write people off.
Well, yeah, because there's so many more, you have more access. Like back in the day, it was like, Johnny's neighbor, he's a really great guy. You want me to introduce him to him? And you'd be like, yeah, the only other man I know is my brother. Like, of course. But now you have access to hundreds of people on your cell phone.
So is it that there's more rejection, or is it just like scaled up? You know, if you back in the day, let's say there were 5 guys in your town and you went out with 4 out of the 5. Is it now you have access to, just let's use small numbers, 10 guys and you're rejecting 2? Or is it like, no, you're just rejecting 8 because most men, the more you meet them, they suck?
The more, yeah. I mean, yeah, the pool is a lot bigger, but that doesn't mean the pool is better. And I think there's just less desperation because you didn't really have a way of making enough money to support yourself. Also, everyone fucking thought you were like a town pariah if you were a single lady. You had to get married and have children because it was like your duty, your American job or whatever, you know? And you were more likely to settle because, yeah, if there were only 5 dudes in your town, you're desperate, you're fucking 27 and you're like, oh, I'm old. You're going to settle down with one of them. But now you can be 35, freeze your eggs. You can be 40, be like, I'm good. Like, I got a cool career in a cool apartment. Like, you don't need to settle down.
But haven't the standards gone up for men towards women as well?
No.
I disagree.
Okay, talk about it.
Do I think the standards have gone up for men to want to fuck a woman? No.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, they've gotten lower because it's, with apps and it's just a lot, we're lonelier, like maybe we're hornier. It's very easy for, men will fuck a goddamn ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Or, but I think men's standards for a woman they want to be with have gotten higher. I mean, like,
men have always had high standards, often too high.
Well, I guess the women are finally taking notes from the men.
I think so. I mean, I said this to my friend at the gym the other day, Marco. He's a really cute 24-year-old guy. And he told me like 6 months ago he wants a girlfriend, and now he has one. And it, 6 months is not a long time to find he has a very cool girlfriend. That's that's so easy. And, God love him, he works at a gym with me. And I'm like, for a lot of women, I don't know what I'm saying. I lost my train of thought. I'm just saying it was easy for him to get a girlfriend. Because he's like.
But I was saying that the standards for men are so much higher, and you told a story about how easy it was for a man to date.
So I
Can I ask you a question?
Ourselves, yeah.
Do you have CTE?
I think I have CTE. But Marco's like really cute. He's also 24. Like,
I just think, with porn, it's like you have to fuck like a porn star.
Mm-hmm.
You have to look like a porn star.
Yeah.
You have to, I think men want women to make money.
Yeah.
I think men now are taking women up on their offer to live equally.
Yeah, but they're like, you still have to do the housework.
Yeah, that's probably true. Not in our relationship.
No, it does the laundry.
And
And he vacuums and he does the yard work.
Yeah.
I cook though.
And I also work, but you work too.
Yeah.
But I think it's men are just as quick these days. I think probably quicker. I think men's standards have always been high, but I actually think they've gone higher. And women's standards have just become normalized. It's like, yeah, I want a guy to like commit to plans.
Yeah.
That's like a woman's standards. I want a guy to be nice to me,
Well, yeah.
commit to plans, not be a liar.
Yeah.
Men's standards are, I want a woman to have double D's.
Mm-hmm.
I want her to be a millionaire.
Legs up to here.
Legs up to here. She has to be flexible like a dancer, but I don't want her to be a dancer.
No.
Because that's crazy.
Why is that crazy?
I'm just doing an act out of a man. I can't date. I don't want her to be the center of attention. I'm the center of attention.
Yes.
But women are just, it's just like so easy to be a decent guy.
Yeah, that is true.
Like we act like women have these like ridiculous high standards, but it's all they want is someone to be nice to them.
Well, yeah.
Or they don't want to be in a relationship. It's those two things.
That's true. I think like men are finally being held accountable in relationships and they're like having strokes and not able to do it. And they're like, what? And then for women, yeah, well, it's an impossible task. And I don't know how we met each other and got married. It's like literally insane and a miracle.
It is really crazy that we found each other. And that it goes back to, you know, I'm really, really grateful. The same way I think it's crazy that we found this dog, Red.
Yeah, Red was so special.
She was such a special, perfect dog. And I feel the same way about you, Syd.
Yeah, I feel that way about too.
It's been nice doing business with you.
Yeah. And I also think with the apps, as opposed to meeting someone in person, like maybe if you were on the apps and someone saw your nose, they'd be like, no. But if they met you in person, they'd be like, it's so cute.
100%. I think.
Yeah.
I do not think I make a good first impression.
On the apps because of your nose?
I don't know if it's because of my nose, but I think I just am like, I don't know. I think people are like, oh, this guy's a choice. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't think I look like a classically handsome man.
I think you do, but that's why we're married.
But yeah, and I think it's like, but when you put my humor, my personality into it, I think it really, you know, kicks me up a notch.
Yeah, for sure. For the chuckle fuckers.
Just on Tinder, I'm a 5 out of 10.
No. 6. I think you're a 10 out of 10.
Not at Tinder, I'm a fucking 100 out of 10, baby.
I think so.
Anyway, Syd, what are you into this week?
I'm still into beans. I'm a bean girl. I'm the beaniest girl. I'm making pots of beans every damn day. I just made another bean order with Rancho Gordo.
I think my favorite thing about the bean obsession is it's not just like, it is a true obsession. It's you're not just thinking about the beans when you're cooking them. Syd is thinking about these beans all day.
All day.
How do I cook them? How many to get? Can it save us money on groceries?
It has $50 a week. It's not insane. Sound off in the comments.
The other day you were like worrying about someone else's bean consumption.
Well,
you were like, is she going to buy these beans and not use them?
I had to shake someone down for bean money. I bought beans for her and she didn't pay me, and it was affecting our friendship. But luckily, she ordered more beans and is giving them to me, so that's how it's evening out.
It's like you really have somehow created like a subculture of a world.
Well, yeah, I have a new bean account. Oh, yeah, I have a new bean account called Flickin' the Bean. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see me post about it.
And what can people expect on this account?
It's a women in trans bean club, vegan bean club, and I post beans. And my friend Sophie, the one who I had to shake down for bean money, she also will be posting bean content.
Recipes?
We're more just sharing the joys of beans and what we're cooking.
It's just so funny. Like your obsessions create a community.
I love that.
Of the most specific people in the world.
Yeah.
People who are like obsessed about beans.
Yeah.
You think there's a lot of them?
Mm-hmm. Beans are hot right now.
Beans are hot, baby.
Beans are hot. What are you obsessed with, Noah?
Fuck, what am I obsessed with? I guess you.
True. Tell them good things about me.
What do you mean?
Well, you have to explain.
I really like that you're cooking again, and I feel like you've been spoiling me.
I really have.
You know, like just like I also really like you do this thing that I really like. I don't know why, where you'll make something and I'll either be out or working. And when it's around mealtime, you'll text me and be like, "Oh, by the way, there's this, and this in the fridge. And if you want it, you could put it in here, and then you can add like you text me a little like quick guide recipe."
Mm-hmm.
I love it so much.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like, oh, this is really nice to like be looked after like that. And I'm also trying to join you as much as I can in your vegan journey, and it makes it a lot easier that you're thinking about us and not just yourself in that journey.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a lame answer. I'm into my wife.
Love it. I think the sleepyheads like it.
Anyways, guys, we are gonna wrap up here, and I want to let you know that we have a Patreon, and it is quickly growing, and it is the best, and we're posting content on there weekly, so you can join that. We have all different levels. And Syd, wouldn't we really, really, really love if they wrote us a couple more reviews?
Write us a review, please. It helps.
There's a sizable amount of you listening. And I'll tell you, if we can get 10% of you to write reviews next week,
oof, that'd be big.
I'm going to come in my pants.
That would be cool.
If I came in my pants?
No, if we got the reviews.
Did I go too disgusting?
Yes.
What else could I have said?
I'm gonna smile real big. I'm gonna smile big. If you leave us a good review, I'll cook you a big pot of beans. If you're LA local, I swear I'll do it. Leave the review and text me. I'll cook you up a nice big pot of beans.
Okay, you heard it, guys. If you write us a review, DM us.
I'm not actually gonna do that, but I'll send you a pic of my tits. And that I will do.
You'd rather send them a pic of your tits than send them some beans?
Yeah, I'm busy.
All right. We're not going to do anything. We do stuff. We're providing this content.
This is free, so just write a fucking review already.
This is free. All right, guys.
We love you.
We love you. Good night.
Good night.
It's the Bedtime Podcast.